Okay, final game here, and there are quite a bit of things going on. There's alchemists, but I don't think building an alchemist stack is good because goons is gonna fork you, and masquerade is gonna make you pass something good. If not, then you are leaving yourself with a two-card hand. There's border village to gain catacombs for draw, amulet trashes. There's rebuild on the board too, but I don't think rebuild is good for the same reason I don't think the alchemist stack is good. The goons will make you drop to 3, and then playing a masquerade after that can run you into some trouble if you go rebuild, I think. And goons can just get you points for days. You can just buy coppers, trash them to amulet, or pass them over with masquerade. I don't think rebuild has a future here. I think the way to go is border village catacombs into goons. So my opponent picks up an amulet on 3 here. I have 2-5, so that is not the most favorable thing on this board, and I'm really thinking about what to do here. I think really my options are what masquerade, I believe, rebuild, but like I said, I don't think that plan is going to work against somebody going for goons masquerade things. Tactician is a possibility. Armory isn't really good, there's nothing you want to gain. So what's left? Catacombs, right? So open with the catacombs, you might get to 6 to get border village on something. If not, well, buy a silver or buy a masquerade or something. So I eventually settle on the catacombs and nothing opening, whereas my opponent goes for the potion. Now I was happy to see this because I thought that I could beat this with the Goons Masquerade thing. So I wasn't at all too bothered by that. Amulet is a good trasher, especially if you see it in 3 as my opponent does. It can trash very quickly and it can add payload to your deck in the form of silver. So Amulet I think is a good card, a proper card. I fall 1 short of 6 here, but it's okay. I'm able to cycle through till the end of my deck, and with the 5 I am gonna pick up a silver here instead of a masquerade. I'm trying to get the border village into masquerade thing going on. Instead, I don't see my catacombs right away, so I just pick up the masquerade right now as my opponent picks up an alchemist, so they're on their way with the alchemist stack, getting another silver. So still no masquerade from my opponent, which I found very, very strange. 5 here is an uncomfortable amount of money. Again, I really want 6, not 5. I pick up another silver because I want to buy border villages. 2 silvers, I think, maybe even 3 you need to get to that 6 mark reasonably often. So this catacombs is good for me. Do not reveal my masquerade basically. So I'm just gonna take this, play it safe, and pick up a border village at this point. I could get province, but I don't think that's good. Pick up a border village and another catacombs here. So maybe that should have been a second masquerade to help me thin more quickly, or an amulet even, because my opponent has trashed quite a bit of cards from that amulet and now has 3 alchemists. So the alchemist stack is building up very quickly. Here I hope for a copper to be passed across, and it does get passed across because my opponent has trashed all of their states. There's nothing left to pass except the copper, so happy to pick up 6 again here, and I go for border village and catacombs. Again, maybe this should have been a masquerade by me here, but I think the 1 masquerade is enough. We'll see. So here, my opponent's alchemist train gets rolling at this point, playing alchemist 3 times and then the amulet at the end to trash sometimes or to get coins sometimes. Really, it depends on what they want to do. Here with this border village, I have 5 and I'm thinking about another catacombs, but I'm not sure if I have the terminal space to support that at this point. Rebuild is out of the question for now. 5 is just very uncomfortable for me on this board. And in the end, I decide to pick up another silver. And I tell myself, at this point, I'm not going to buy any more silver. I have 3 silvers in my deck. That's a lot of silver in my deck, especially for one that, is being cleaned by Masquerade, being trashed, being thinned out by Masquerade. Anyways, this is a terrible hand, obviously. Double Catacombs collision. I'm able to make something of it though, get into 6. So border village and another catacombs for me. So I have 4 catacombs. I might need just 1 more border village to balance the terminals out here. In the meantime, my opponent has picked up a Goons and a second potion, so searching for that stability along with a border village of their own. So they're chugging along very nicely here. Find both potions with enough money to pick up 2 alchemists. So I'm in the back for now, and unless I do something very quickly, this game is going to spiral out of control because my opponent will empty the alchemists, then go border village, catacombs maybe, then get second goons, border village something, get third goons, and then I'm lost. So I need to do something very quickly, otherwise I'm in trouble. So here, I have the 6 here, but I want to cycle a bit because these are a lot of good cards, and I figure I can still get to 6 if I skip this. Wrong. I can't get to 6 if I skip that. I should have played it safe and kept the $6 hand. So this was frustrating for me, but I chose to skip that, and instead I draw Copper, Border Village, Catacombs. The pause you see here is just me trying to sort through the frustration that I felt. I didn't want anything on 5 too. I didn't want anything on 5. There's nothing worthwhile for me to buy on 5. I cannot support any more Catacombs, and I do not want to put more silver in my deck. Taxation is the only thing I would consider. My opponent has the usual turn here with the alchemists coming out in full flow. This time getting both the goons and the amulet down. Picks up a alchemist and a goons. So no problems here for my opponent. The turns are going to be very repetitive. You see here my opponent is stacking the alchemists, not all the alchemists, back on top of their deck. So they've probably put 3 in anticipation of me playing goons, but I don't have any goons. But it's good that you all are able to see that. You don't want to have me play goons on a hand of 5 alchemists. You would rather have alchemist, 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 junk, junk, discarded junk. Anyways, I continue to have turns that resemble Catacombs Big Money here, whereas my opponent has turns that resemble a nicely flowing engine. Nothing much to say about that. Picking up, what is this, Border Village, gaining silver, another alchemist. Here, I choose not to trigger that reshuffle, and again I pass on a $5 hand here, not wanting to pick up anything. My opponent is drawing the entire deck now, so the second potion is superfluous. Maybe the amulet can get rid of it. Who knows? The alchemists go away, and another goons goes away. So here I finally have a turn with Border Village and Catacombs. See a good 3 cards, so I accept it. This is another good 3 cards, so I accept it. Unfortunately, I don't have goons to make use of all this money, and I haven't played Masquerade that much either. So here I almost passed a silver there, but I'm able to rein it back in and just pass the estate across. Here my opponent gets rid of the superfluous potion by passing it to me, and I get rid of it because I'm not going to buy an alchemist at this point, or a transmute for that matter. Now that terrible hand for me here. I keep the goons because maybe I can get some points out of this turn. But I see here my opponent has 3 goons in play, and I click X. So that's the end of the game, that's the end of the match, that's the end of my league. It turns out that I did top the group, so thank you for watching everything so far, and I will see you next season, this time in the A division.